Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys like the content that we create, please give a like and subscribe. It would really help out this channel. Today guys, we're doing the top 10 comic stories so far that I like. I'm going to be choosing each of my favorite story from each of those comics and I'm just going to rank them. So starting off the list with number 10 will be from the Bart Simpson Boy of Mystery comic number 7 with See You Later Alligator. So here guys, where we have the Simpson kids, they're supposed to do a science project. They're going to win a prize from the comic book guy. So they start going home to do their experiments, and Lisa's working on hers, and Bart's working on his, but his is kind of flushing down alligators down the toilet, so they could go into the sewer. Lisa says, "Why are you doing that?" And basically Bart said, "Do you remember the three-eyed fish that we caught with Mr. Burns when he was running for mayor?" So he says that Mr. Burns had to dump the nuclear waste somewhere, so why not down the sewer? So he said that he could have mutated alligators. Lisa thought he was just full of it. Mr. Burns been watching him from a bird's eye view, and when it was time to go down the sewer, they go down the sewer, but Mr. Burns had his lawyer saying that anything that's down there that's mutated belongs to him. Chief Wiggum goes down the sewer, and they find nothing, so they come out of it. Bart still wins the contest for following his dream. Lisa's kind of upset. The end, you see the alligators mutated with the 3 eyeballs, and Mr. Burns couldn't be any more happier. So that is number 10. Number 9 comes from the Bart Simpson Menace to Society comic number 5. Wow Wow Bart. So Bart's playing a sheriff, and he's trying to investigate why the towns are running out of water. With his partner Martin Prince, they go investigate. They go to a bar to get in the scuffle, and it figures that Jessica Lovejoy, the preacher's daughter, is the bad guy out of all of this. And this is why I like this story, guys, because I like Jessica Lovejoy. And here she is in part 2 of Wow Wow Bart, because it's a two-parter. And she tells Bart the plans, why she's doing it. She wants electricity and all that stuff, and then she has piranhas, and either way Bart has to figure a way to escape. He escapes. Jessica Lovejoy thinks she's gonna get away. She gets on the horse, but behold, Martin Prince is the horse in disguise, and she gets arrested and they clear away. But I really love it, guys. I really like that they brought Jessica Lovejoy. I think she's a really cool character from the cartoon, so seeing her, this is why I liked this story. Number 8 comes from the Bart Simpson Boy of a Thousand Faces comic number 10, which is Bart Simpson presents Little Itchy and Scratchy of Mice and Men. So in this one, guys, I really like it because you get the origin story of Itchy and Scratchy. Like, what Simpson fan doesn't want to hear that? Why they hate each other so much. So here we just discovered that they first met each other at a daycare. The teacher didn't give no love towards Itchy. She only liked Scratchy. She gave Scratchy all the attention, and that's what caused Itchy to lash out on Scratchy, and pretty much that's it. And he didn't get in trouble for it after Itchy's mom gave the teacher money, and she liked that, so she never corrected the behavior. Started the feud between Itchy and Scratchy. I like it. Number 7 from Bart Simpson's Rabble-Rouser comic number 9. Oh Bart, where art thou? So here, when Bart and Milhouse are playing on top of the roof, they have an accident. They go to Dr. Hebert, and they find out that Bart has a scar on his head that's eerily matched to Ned Flanders. Without any DNA results, Homer right away gives Bart to Ned while he takes on Rod. They switch them. So right now, until they wait for the DNA results. So we have this situation where Bart has to adjust to living with Ned Flanders, and Rod has to adjust to living with the Simpsons. And of course, they both don't like it. They both miss their homes. Marge is trying to convince Homer that they need to get the DNA results quickly. Homer doesn't really want Bart back. He takes a shower. Ned figures out that it was just gum in his hair. Why didn't the doctors see that? Who knows? Doesn't make sense. But it's The Simpsons, and I love it. I hope you do too. That's number 7. Number 6 comes from the Bart Simpson Little Rascal comic number 8 with The Dickens, you say. So here we have Bart having to write a school report on Charles Dickens' The Great Expectations, but he doesn't want to do it, so he wants to find other ways around from reading the book. He goes to the comic book store to find a comic version of the book, but comic book guy refuses to sell it. Bart then asks Krusty the Clown if he could play a cartoon of The Great Expectations. So he shows him an Itchy and Scratchy Great Expectations, but it has nothing to do with the actual book. Lisa's laughing at him, so Bart says, "Nah, Alright, one more shot." So he asks Homer to take him to the video store. He goes to the video store. The video store guy tells him he can't rent it out to Bart because it's rated R. Bart tells Homer to rent it. Homer says no. He goes to the video store guy, asks if there's any nudity in it. He goes, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. Homer says, oh man, Bart almost out of luck, so he comes up with the idea to trick Lisa into telling him about the book. Lisa was wise up to what Bart was trying to do, so she gives him this whole fake story of the book. But Bart was gullible and he writes his book report based on that. As they go to school, Bart is ready to give his presentation. As he starts to tell the story, Lisa is just thinking of how Bart's gonna crash and burn and be made fun of. But as Bart's explaining this adventurous sci-fi action adventure story, they have a substitute, and it's Automan. And Automan says, "Man, right on, man, this is a straight up A. They should really make a movie out of this." And Bart goes, "They did. It has Gwyneth Paltrow." Oh man. And that's number 6. Number 5 comes from Bart Simpson, Son of Homer comic number 1, with Bart Simpson in big fat trouble in Little Springfield. Here we have Bart and Milhouse running away from the bullies. Bart snatches the chocolate bar from Milhouse. They see Utter. He throws it on the floor so Utter could pick it up. He splits his pants. All the kids laugh at him. Lisa's upset with Bart. He tells him, "How can you do that to Utter?" Bart goes to bed. When he wakes up, he's huge. He's fat. As you can see, he topples the bus. He launches a kid into the sky when he sits on a seesaw. The kids are making fun of him. Bart goes to an all-you-can-eat buffet by Krusty Burger. Krusty takes away the food. A fry falls to the floor. When Bart reaches down to pick it up, he rips his pants. He wakes up screaming, but it was all just a nightmare. On the next school day, Nelson tells Bart to pick on Utter again by throwing the chocolate bar on the floor. But after Bart's experience, or his nightmare, he chooses not to do that and just gives the chocolate bar to Utter, while Nelson gives Bart and Milhouse a huge wedgie. I think Lisa's proud of Bart, but that's number 5 for me. Number 4 will be from the Bart Simpson High Flyer comic number 6, which is Bart Simpson and Milhouse Van Houten in The Invisible Nerd. While dumpster diving in Professor Frink's garbage outside, Bart accidentally tosses some kind of weird concoction onto Milhouse. Milhouse loses his glasses, and Bart finds him, but he convinces Milhouse that he has superpowers, that he's invisible. So they come up with some mischievous ideas to play tricks on people. So that when they go to school, they play tricks on Mr. Krabappel, Lunch Lady Doris, and Bart convinces Milhouse to go inside the girls' bathroom. As they all run out screaming, they go to Comic Book Guy and steal some comic books, but they were free anyway. Bart didn't have to do anything with Milhouse's mom because she just completely ignores Milhouse on her own. They go to Apu, and Milhouse is stealing Squishy. Bart convinces them to wear the stupidest clothing that he could think of. They run into the bullies. The bullies are about to beat up Milhouse. Bart has his good angel and bad angel, and he's trying to decide whether or not to tell Milhouse that they could see him. He chooses to save Milhouse. Bart gives the bullies like a brain teaser, and they're like, "Oh man, we have to think," and they run away. That's it. That's number 4. Number 3 will come from the Bart Simpson Juvenile Jokester comic number 4. Here we have Bart Simpson and Milhouse Van Houten in Bully for You. So Milhouse is telling Bart about this really cool action McBain movie that he just recently watched. Nelson comes by and he starts kind of teasing them. Milhouse feels like after watching the movie he can stand up to a bully. He can't. He gets pantsed. He gets thrown inside the mailbox. Nelson throws his book bag and books all over the place. While Milhouse was trapped inside the mailbox, he discovers a matchbook with how to learn or judo. Takes classes on how to take judo. The sensei is trying to teach him some moves, and as you can see, Milhouse kicks him in the groin. After practicing and learning how to do certain moves, he's ready. So the next time he's at school, he's with Bart. He's telling Bart all the cool moves that he learned, and Bart's like, "Well, here's your chance to show off." So Nelson comes to bully Milhouse. Milhouse is trying to remember his training, and he starts swinging. He hits Nelson on the head with his lunchbox. Nelson starts crying, saying, "That's not fair." He runs away, and Bart goes, "Oh right, Milhouse." He goes, "Yeah, I should have did this in the first place." And on the last panel, you see Nelson going to buy all the metal lunchboxes as he can. I love this story, guys. I like when the focus is on Milhouse, and I like that he was able to stand up for himself. He has a crummy life, I think, like divorced parents, but neither really pays much attention to him. He's much like Bart's. He does whatever. Yeah, Bart's a bad influence on Milhouse clearly, and of course he gets done. So I like that he's able to stand up for himself. So this is why I like this comic story right here. And I hope you do too. So number 2 will be from the Bart Simpson Troublemaker comic number 3. So in this comic story, guys, we have the Simpsons doing a spoof on Lost in Space, which was a show about a family getting stuck on a planet. And that happens here. So here we have all the characters that you see. Milhouse the robot, Moe's a monkey, and so on and so on. And they crash landed on the planet. Well, Homer crash landed on the planet. And while the whole family goes to investigate the planet to see if they could get some help, they leave Bart behind. And either way, guys, there's part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm not going to go all the way into full detail of why I love this story. I just like the sci-fi element. I like that Bart goes and tries to rescue the family. I like that Bart has this epic fight with the giant, which is one of the bullies. He uses his slingshot, knocks out all the eyes of the giant, and was able to rescue the family. He was supposed to marry the princess of the planet, but he decided not to. They run and escape. But I absolutely love this comic, guys, this story. And I thought it was cool. Like I said, I like the sci-fi element, and I hope you guys did too. And if you guys want a little bit more detail or like a read-along, please check out my other videos. But Terror on Triculon, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So yeah, my number 2. And finally, my number 1 comic story so far, it comes from the Bart Simpson Nature Boy comic number 2, which is Bart Simpson and Bart's Day at the Zoo. So this one, guys, really, I absolutely love this story right here. Basically, it's just Bart going on a field trip. He, the girl sharing Terry, they kind of like tell Bart that he tries too hard, that he's not that much of a bad boy, like he's not that cool, right? And he wants to prove them wrong. So when he gets to the girls, he says, "Hey, dare me to do something, I'll do it." And Nelson overhears and he goes, "Well, bad boy, jump over this fence and, and like touch the animals or whatever, right?" So Bart looks at the fence, and when he tries to climb up, his shorts get caught. He slips from the fence and he falls on mud, right? But he loses his shorts. So now Sherry, Terry, and Nelson, they're all laughing at him. Bart tries to cover himself up with his shirt, and they leave him, right? Bart is trying to ask for help from a comic book guy. He ignores him. Grandpa Simpson, he pretty much ignores him. Milhouse is there, so Milhouse starts laughing at him, and he tries to help Bart climb the fence, but as you can see, Bart falls back into the fence, and now he has no clothes, none whatsoever. Principal Skinner is mad, shocked, so he said, "You know what, I'm gonna get you out before anyone finds out." So he does this ninja Vietnam War type of thing that he learned, and he tries to get Bart to give him his hand to get him out of the fence. Bart then reaches for the hand and pulls Principal Skinner down with him. So now they're both trapped inside the cage. They ask Milhouse to go get some help. Milhouse says, "Hey, I could do it." So he mimics what Principal Skinner tried to do, and now all 3 of them are behind the fence. So they see Martin. Martin finally goes and tries to get some help, but while they're there, Milhouse points on top and he tells them, "Hey, there's a helicopter from the news." As they start running, they come on the news, the local news, and Bart like, "Yeah, I still got it." I love this guy. I really like it, guys. I really love it. Bart just trying to be a cool guy. We're trying to be a bad boy. And he does, man. He gets he embarrasses Principal Skinner again. He gets Milhouse, his best friend, involved. And he comes on the local news. So one more, man. So I really love this story so far. From the first 10, guys, I really liked this one, and I hope you did too. So that concludes the video, guys. Those were my top 10 comic stories of the first 10 comics of the Bart Simpson comics. Because I want you guys to know that there is a difference. There is the Simpsons comics and there's the Bart Simpson comics. And right now we're doing the Bart Simpson comics. Later on, and there's a lot that we need to go through, but I just want you guys to know we will get through the Simpsons comics. But for the Bart Simpson comics, the first 10 issues, these are my 10 favorite stories from each of the comics. I could have gone for, there's like one comic that I do feel like lesser about, but I wanted to include all of the comics so far and just choose the best stories out of each of the comics and just, rank them the way I like them. If you guys agree with the ranking, awesome. If you guys don't, awesome. Just let me know in the comments below. Like I said, hopefully we get more viewers. Hopefully, people share this, and hopefully I can continue on doing it, because it does take time, guys. So any support I get from you guys, like from the like button or commenting or subscribing, it really helps out this channel. So until next time, guys, peace.